Yo, what's up, YouTube? Welcome to the Coffee Pod. My name is Chishy Zed.
Drink the coffee, it'll make you feel better.
The dangers of girls' night out. Woman shares a story. No more wasting time. Let's get it.
I just want to share a little story time about why I don't do any of these girls' night out situations.
Let's hear it.
When I lived in New York City, I worked for a very large corporate law firm. Just to give you an idea of the scope, Donald Trump and some other high financial players were our clients. So it wasn't like a slip and fall law firm. And everyone that worked there had to be vetted pretty heavily because of the type of clients that we had. A lot of the women would do these girls' night out things, and they would ask me to go, and I never wanted to do it because it's just not my scene. I had rejected them so many times, and a lot of them were like putting pressure on me that I should do it. So I gave in one day.
Right.
So it was a Friday night. There were about 8 of us. We went to a club. Everyone started drinking, getting drunk. Throughout the evening, women would disappear. Some would go to the bathroom, not come back.
Right.
Go to get a drink, not come back. This had me in sort of a high alert situation.
The question is, where did they go?
I was feeling a little stressed.
Pound Town.
And because I'm one of these people that has a high level of situational awareness, my head was moving like a chicken. One of the women that was there was this tiny little administrative assistant. She was so cute, and everyone loved her at the firm. She was a sweet little good girl. She didn't wear makeup. She wasn't a party girl. She was about 5'2", sweet and cute as a button. And I saw her drinking, getting drunk, and then 2 guys, they obviously came together. They started sitting with her, drinking with her, laughing and talking with her.
Right.
Right away, I was on high alert. I could see that these guys were wolves and that their intentions were not good. So I kind of inched my way over to sit closer to her so I could babysit. And she always kind of gave me this brush off, like, get away. And the guys were doing that too, like, get away. Or come join us, that kind of thing. I didn't want to join them.
To her, she was saving them. To them, she was C-blocking, right?
But I wanted to keep an eye on her. They moved around in the club, and wherever they went, I went with them. At one point, she left with them. But the way she left with them, those 2 guys, literally lifted her body over their head and carried her out like a rotisserie chicken. I ran after them, got into the parking lot. She got into their car, and I was screaming for her to get out of the car, to get away from them. She rolled down the car window. She cursed me out. F-U-B, you're jealous that it's not you.
Wow.
Leave me the F alone.
She don't want to be saved. Drink the coffee.
Drink the coffee, it'll make you feel better.
I was pretty much in shock. The car screeched off. I stood there with my jaw hanging open, went home that evening, had the worst weekend because I thought maybe she was kidnapped, chained up in a basement.
She was okay. She was chained up, but she was just fine. Just kidding.
Something horrible.
Let me stop before I find out this chick's dead.
When I got into work on Monday, I went over to her desk to see if she made it in. And there she was, typing with a big smile on her face, and gave me kind of this look like, WTF, like, what do you want?
For the streets.
I'm fine. I didn't speak to her after that, only in a workplace capacity. But the situation overall left me shook.
Wow.
Now, like I said earlier, this was one of 3 situations, each one tragic. And in the interim, I've learned that being with women especially women that are drinking, puts me into potentially dangerous situation. Because the way I see it, women will sell their souls for attention.
Oh, yeah.
And if you're out at night with alcohol, dressing a certain way, behaving a certain way, moving their bodies provocatively, what kind of attention do you think is going to come? And women love this attention. Personally, I like to go to the club maybe once a year. I don't go to socialize. I just want to hear very, very loud music at a decibel level where I can feel it in my heart. I'm what they call a basshead. But with me, I'm sure to always hire a bodyguard for the evening.
Wow.
I have a great guy in Hollywood, pay him a flat rate. You got him for the whole night. He'll pick me up in his Suburban, get me inside and out. I don't have to worry about Ubers, standing in the street,
Right.
making phone calls. And while I'm in the club, I always tell him, don't let anyone near me. Women, men, no one. I just want to hear loud music and I want to dance. And I don't ever go out wearing high heels and short dresses. I go in wearing gym clothes. Tank top, leggings, sneakers. These are cobra pits. And when you mix that with alcohol and women who instinctively love attention, it's a recipe for disaster.
Yeah.
So if you have females that are going to clubs, get a bodyguard. And if you can't do that, don't go at all. It's just not worth the risk. So this is why I don't hang out with women anymore. Because a group of females, it's like being in a hen house. And it's like all of the hens unlock the door so the foxes can get in.
Right. That shit's funny. The way she described the hen house, you know, I'm just imagining foxes coming in there, effing the hens up.
And not only that, they drape themselves in fragrance and provocative clothing
Right.
to lure the foxes in. No, thank you. I'll take my bodyguard.
What do you guys think of that story? Wow. So much right there, man. So much right there. First thing that came to mind for me, a lot of the chicks that people think are innocent, like she's quiet, she's good, she's to herself. Most likely not. They are the real freaks when the lights go out at the club, right? You'd be surprised. Because a lot of the times people look at them a certain way and then they're trying to prove otherwise or trying to fit in. You just can't judge everybody the way that they present themselves. Now, the thing with the bodyguard, that's interesting. I've actually never heard of that, hiring a bodyguard to go out. Listen, I actually think that's a good idea. If you want to be safe, why not? Why not hire a bodyguard? It seems extreme, but hey, to each its own. Let's check out some of these comments, see what the people have to say. First comment here says, ex-clubber here, and you are on point. Nothing good comes from clubbing. Haven't gone in 20 years, but if I do, definitely getting a bodyguard. Another comment here says, so people are open to it now. Another comment here says, oh my gosh, this is literally one of the best videos I've ever seen on this app. This is 1,000,000% true and relatable. This is also a really good thing to remember when you're in a relationship and you think to yourself, oh, she's going with her friends and they're gonna watch her back. It doesn't always go that way, right? People get too drunk and women in relationships shouldn't be going to girls' nights out. Here's another comment that says, my girls' night out, we got together. We leave together. Don't believe that shit. And all I'm saying is if you're in a relationship and these are the mantras that they're sharing, it doesn't always play out this way. Goes on to say, but we did have a friend of a friend and she did this. Why I keep my circle small. Oh, there you go. So it doesn't happen that way. Here's another comment that says, I don't go to clubs or to parties. What a waste of time. Things are not the same as it used to be. Thank you. I know I'm not missing nothing. Here's another comment that says, I thought I was the only one. I always drink one drink that I buy and focus on the cup and then start getting water or whatever to be aware of my surroundings. Somebody else here says, they are very smart. I'm glad that you have situational awareness and that you're safe. Wish more women could be like. Somebody else here added, I feel like you. I'm always on high alert too. And even when I drink, I don't get wasted like that. I end up always babysitting. Not fun for me rather stay home. A few more comments here. This one says, I have not been clubbing in years, but I will be hiring a bodyguard if I do go out. Not something I ever considered in the past. And she responded and says, they're worth every penny. Just be sure he's licensed, bonded, and insured. A group of women can also pitch in to cut costs. That seems like a good idea if you want to be out here to be safe. But then I think about how most women don't think of spending money at clubs. You know, their mindset is, I'm probably going to get people to buy free drinks for me. As always, curious to know, what do you guys think? Comment down below. Appreciate you for checking out yet another episode of the Coffee Pod. Till next time, I'm out. Peace.